You have to give Crispy Malawi his flowers. And I'm not even necessarily talking about the music, I'm talking about the movement. Alright, boom. So what I've noticed about what I see where it comes from. What I've noticed about what he's doing is he has found a way to maneuver past the traditional gatekeepers. I'm not seeing him on a certain Radio 2 program. I'm not seeing him on Mikosi or MalawiMusic.com. Those are like the gatekeepers of the Malawian music industry. And what I've seen is he's managed to find a way to circumnavigate, to go around these gatekeepers and still find an audience that appreciates him. And he's managing to blow up all on his own steam. So, gotta give him credit for that. What I've noticed is the Malawian music industry is somewhat exploitative. And I'll give you an example of what I mean. If you want your stuff to be promoted on the mainstream channels, and you're not one of the guys, so to speak, if you're not one of the famous names, they're gonna want you to do some payola. They want you to, cough up some cream if you want your music to be played in certain spaces, whether it's on radio or on the popular online platforms. You're gonna need to spend a little bread unless your name is an Onesimus or a K or a Tegrin or something like that, right? If you're not one of those names, you're up and coming, they're gonna want something out of you. And I know this because I've experienced it and it's been requested of me. And sometimes I have relented and done it. And the results are minimal, to say the least. I've seen nothing come from the money that I've spent on those people. Say, oh no, we're going to get you a bigger audience and we're going to get all these numbers. And these views are empty because at the end of the day, the views stay on their channels. They don't translate into your channel popping. My Facebook page didn't do any numbers. My TikTok didn't do any numbers. My Instagram didn't do any numbers. What's this, Twitter or X or whatever it's called? No numbers changed by putting my stuff on those platforms. You know when it did change? When I started putting in the work myself. So these guys have been of no help to me, and I would not recommend any other upcoming artists to go through those channels. You have to put in the grind yourself. If you show the world your worth, and it's up to you to show people your worth, let them know how valuable you are through your own work. That's when things start popping off. My TikTok grew all on my own, organically. Facebook starting to shoot up organically, all through my own sweat and muscle and work. It has nothing to do with payola with these other people who will take your money and do nothing with it. Malawians exploiting other Malawians, a tale as old as time. Let me tell you why you're never gonna see my music on a Malawi music or Mikosi ever again. Listen, this is what I do to get my music onto Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon Music, YouTube, Tidal. What I do is I have a distributor who I pay $30 annually for unlimited upload, so I can upload as much work of mine as I want. Now, to recoup that $30, a stream is on average $0.003 per stream. So 1,000 streams is like $3. 10,000 streams is $30. So to recoup my money for that annual subscription, what I need is 10,000 or 12,000 streams a year. Let's say 1,000 streams every month. At the end of the year, I will have recouped my initial investment into putting my music on those digital platforms. Do you know how much it costs to upload a single song on MalawiMusic.com? 5,000 kwacha. Do you know how much it costs on Mikosi? 2,000 kwacha. So every single upload would cost 5,000 on, say, Malawi Music, right? If I wanted to upload 10 tracks, that's 50,000. Already we've gone over the $30. And guess what? On those streaming platforms, the Malawian music download platforms, you don't get any money when someone downloads your music. All you get is, oh, by the way, you're famous because you're on this platform. So 10,000 Malawians have downloaded your music. Does it translate into more streams on Spotify? No. Does it translate into more people coming to your show? No. Does it translate into any merchandise sales? No. So when you look at it like that, you're putting in more money to be on a smaller platform because let's be honest, because it's not as big as Spotify. So the prospect of being discovered or the potential of being discovered by someone outside of Malawi is limited. You're paying more for limited, narrower audience, and on top of that, there's no way to actually get your money back. There's no revenue stream. There's no way to commercialize your music through those platforms. So it makes you wonder why even do it. On the flip side, you do get fans saying that they don't have access to Apple Music or Spotify or Deezer, and they would like your music to be on one of those Malawian platforms. My thing is, how do I put my music onto a platform without commercializing it? I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into making this music. I've made an investment, the monetary investment into making it, whether it be the studio equipment I've bought to record for myself, or if I am recording with someone else, or if I'm paying someone to mix and master. I don't do that anymore because I can mix and master and record myself these days. But in the times that I did, there was a lot of money being spent into doing that. Even the money being put into putting my studio together was a large investment, and the time is also a huge investment. So I cannot sacrifice all that just to give my music out for free on a platform that doesn't even appreciate or push your music like that. So the compromise that I think I've found for people like that who are not subscribed to a paid platform is I think you'll get my music 3 to 5 years after I've put it out on other platforms, and you're not going to get the full project. I think that's a fair compromise, right? If you're not going to pay for the work that I have done, because it is work. I've even looked at Crispy's output on Mikosi and MalawiMusic.com. He puts out like a couple of songs on there, but not all of his songs, and I see the vision there. That's pretty smart. So if you're an upcoming artist, in my I hate that term. If you are a developing artist or you're not as big or as mainstream, my advice to you is follow Spe. He has shown you the blueprint on how to get past the gatekeepers, and I think that's the one to follow. No more payola. Don't be doing that nonsense trying to get your music on the radio, paying these people, exploiting you. Nah. Find your own path, forge your own way forward. That is the way.